Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you for coming along with me on this very precious journey of Pan-Africanism and consciousness. This is the segment known as the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo. And this is where we speak truth to power. My brother, my sister, we normally will not criticize, but if you hear us criticizing, then we are only criticizing to build and not to destroy. It is all in the service of God and country. Yes, my name Blakk Rasta. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo. Now, my brother, my sister, we have a lot of things to discuss today, so we are not going to linger. We go straight up and we talk. I'm reading this from my Joy Online, my brother, my sister, and it is interesting. Listen. It says Ghana, Tanzania, Ethiopia, and 30 others are on the World Bank's heavily indebted poor countries list. You want to hear it again? Ghana, Tanzania, Ethiopia, and 30 others are on the World Bank's heavily indebted poor countries list. And this was published on the 12th of November. I read. Interesting times. Oh my God. There are currently about 34 African countries on the World Bank and IMF's heavily indebted countries list, according to data obtained by Business Insider Africa. Amongst these heavily indebted poor countries are Ghana, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Benin, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Chad, Comoros Islands, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Republic of Congo. Others include the Ivory Coast, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Gambia, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Madagascar, Malawi, Mali, Mauritania, Mozambique, Niger, Rwanda, Sao Tome and Principe, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Somalia, Sudan, Tanzania, Togo, Uganda, and Zambia. My brother, my sister, the heavily indebted poor countries list is a joint initiative by the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund IMF, which was launched in 1996. According to information obtained from the IMF fact sheet, the aim of the initiative is to ensure that no poor country in the world ever faces a debt burden it cannot manage. My brother, my sister, you have heard it. Ghana is officially a member of the HIPC family, according to this report. And when you look at the countries, 34 countries out of the 56 countries we have in Africa. My brother, my sister, if we have 34 countries on this list, it means that more than half of Africa is poor. Not only poor, but heavily indebted poor country. Let me awaken your conscience. My brother, my sister, there is a list that has been put out by the IMF and the World Bank together. And the list is looking at countries that are heavily indebted. And these countries are 34. My brother, my sister, out of the 34 countries, Ghana is one. Nigeria hasn't made this list. Nigeria that you think is so well endowed with corruption. Nigeria that you think is a country that is on its knees. Nigeria, whose citizens are in this country and are being given a wild goose chase every time the economy slumps, as if Nigerians are the finance ministers of this country. Anytime this country suffers financially, we are looking for Nigerians, closing their shops and chasing them out of this country. Yet the Syrians, the Lebanese are having a field day in this country. My brother, my sister, Nigeria is not part of this list. Heavily indebted poor countries. It used to be highly indebted. Now they say heavily indebted poor countries. Please, let us get woken up so that we will check out this reality. Your president is busily going around borrowing. The last time I checked, the president and his khaki-stroke people, my brother, my sister, were angry that they had gone out to the bond market and couldn't get a loan. Gerontocrats in power. Kakistocratic gerontocrats in power. My brother, my sister, they were angry that they couldn't get a loan. All they think about is borrowing, borrowing, and borrowing, whilst Baumia is on the buffoonery spree. May I break it down? My brother, my sister, hear me now. Ghana is officially a neighbor in the family of highly or heavily indebted countries. What did you expect? My brother, my sister, your president is flying private, eating all the exotic foods he can find, going to beg people for money around the world. And those people he's borrowing from, some he's getting for free, are people who ride bicycles so that they can deal with their pot bellies. But our private jet flying president maintains a pot belly in an oversized suit, collapsing Kumawood by refusing to promote Kumawood, collapsing the Ghanaian culture by not promoting the Ghanaian foods whilst he's flying, arrives in an oversized French suit, killing the Ghanaian textile industry, wearing a shoe that is more expensive than the salary of 2 teachers combined in Ghana, and goes on a begging spree. What else would you expect? That the economy will be buoyant? Your loquacious finance minister only comes to parrot words and goes home to sleep and await the next salary. Your garrulous MPs would only go to parliament and fight each other as if it was a kindergarten. When the people voted you to go and sit in the parliament house and represent them, you go and you are attacking each other personally. You go and you are making mockery of serious things. So many different things have been hanging around our necks like albatrosses, awaiting proper investigations. But no, your flippant oversized suit wearing president with a pot belly is busily gallivanting around the world like Gulliver, looking for other Lilliputians to have dinner with. Why would the country not be in this state? My brother, my sister, we are in a very terrible state. And the more we talked about it, the better. Look how much they have borrowed. Just last 2 weeks, they were angry that they couldn't borrow even more. The year of roads has seen Mr. President snoring like a frog on heat. The year of roads, my brother, my sister, has become the year of potholes and accidents. One district, one factory has become a farce, a flipping illusion. And if you're not angry, then you're not human. The only people who are not angry in this country are the president's family and friends. Kakistocratic gerontocrats in power. Today when I saw this, in fact over the weekend, my blood started boiling. Would Nanado live long enough to make sure that these debts are all paid? As he is gallivanting around, flying is at your expense. You would pay. Your children would pay. Your grandchildren would pay. What work at all are they doing with the borrowed money? Government pay list is full. Therefore, whether you have entrepreneurial skills or not, you must be an entrepreneur. If you are a young girl, your best chance is to go to Obinfo and get injections so you get big butts and big boobs, so that irresponsible, kakistocratic politicians will slam you and give you money. My brother, my sister, in my days, at the age of 16, 17, you were still struggling to read some of the best literature books around. But today, at the age of 16, young girls own waterfront mansions by the kind courtesy, in quotes, of Sewa Bronism. What is Sewa Bronism? When politicians with no brains, unpatriotic politicians, decide that their delicacy is nothing but little girls around, so that they can unleash their libidos on and use the taxpayers' money to enrich these people. That is Sewa Bronism. Nyafu Didiism. Why would the country not be at the ICU? Intensive care unit. The country is at emergency. Go to the hospital, you'll find Ghana in there. In fact, with all kinds of oxygen in all orifices. Nigeria is not part of this list. And you are happy to be in the same group as Liberia, which just came out of a war. You are happy to be part of Sierra Leone, a country that just came out of a long war. You are happy to be with Somalia, Eritrea, Ethiopia, all these countries bedeviled with war. Ghana is neighbors in terms of the economy with these countries. Malawi, Mauritania, Mozambique, Niger, all these countries where Boko Haram has become their middle name. These are the countries Ghana is sparring with. Then you get away, you see Fulani people around, you disrespect them. They are your neighbors. You are busily sharing poverty with these countries, when others like Rwanda are thinking about skyscrapers, how Rwandans can go to the moon, how Rwandans can become first-class citizens, not only in Africa, but around the world. I travel to England, and when I go around from hotel to hotel and other places, the only people I see doing menial jobs, and I use menial jobs very judiciously. What are menial jobs? Washing the toilets, washing the plates, sweeping around, and all those kind of jobs. We refer to them as menial jobs in quotes. For me, any job is a job, but some are more dignified than others. We all know. You don't find people from Rwanda doing that. You don't find people from Angola doing that. It's people from Nigeria. people from Ghana, people from Mali, people from Nigeria, people from all these countries. They are those who do that. Are you happy? You go to any institution in America and you tell them that you are coming from Ghana. So, oh, there's a Ghanaian here. And you expect that you see them in one of the big offices and in big posts. No. They are asking you to go to the guard room. There's a guy who is cleaning the toilet there. He's a Ghanaian. Are you happy, brethren? I go to England where I'm supposed to give a speech to people coming from the UN and other places. And at the venue of the meeting, a Ghanaian comes to tap me. And I turn around. Oh, me is saying, oh, Boko, hey, we're Ghanaian. Hey, oh. And he's holding a bucket and a long broom. He's going to clean the toilets before we sit down. Yes, cleaning toilets is good. It's beautiful. But we are tired cleaning toilets. We are tired cleaning around. Cleanliness is next to godliness. It's time to be the God and not the people cleaning. Kai, somebody won't understand this. Cleanliness is next to godliness. We have cleaned enough. It's time now to be gods. There was a time when black people were only footballers and boxers, entertaining the bourgeois white people. But today, black people have broken that barrier. They have broken that chain. I am looking up to Africa to break that chain as well. I travel to South Africa. I go into a hotel. I am served some good food. And I'm eating the good food and enjoying myself. The chef comes over to me to ask me, are you enjoying my food? I say, yes, your food is so nice. Oh, I like the way you speak. Are you from England? No, I'm not from England. I'm from Ghana. Oh, Ghana. Oh, you mean Ghana? Then the face starts to change. There's a Ghanaian here. Where is Kofi? Where is Kofi? And you see Kofi coming from the toilet with gloves. He's busily cleaning toilets. All because of your sleepy president, your sleepy leaders, your useless leaders. Why are Rwandans not doing that? Why are Angolans not doing that? Why are South Africans not doing that? Are they not all Africans? Are we the custodians of cleaning toilets? Are we the custodians of washing plates? And only hidden inside some locker rooms? All we see, four walls. We never get to meet people who matter. We are talking with the cockroaches and the lizards and the all those things. Why? Were we born to be obscured from the masses? Were we born to be on the back bench? Yet you come and fight other Africans who are in your so-called countries for a breeder. Are we human beings? Your leaders who are stealing night and day, wearing oversized suits and eating as if this was the last day on earth. All food they will eat, they don't think. They are those you are fighting for night and day. When shall we grow? I am fed up traveling around the world. And all I see is that Africans are at the bottom of the ladder. They will hold the ladder for people to climb to the top. Yet they have no visa to climb to the top. What is the problem? Ghanaian medical doctors are washing plates in America. They prefer washing plates there to come in here and be dignified to take care of patients because you pretend to pay them. President has the audacity, irresponsible audacity, to refer to teachers, noble teachers, as your profession will never make you millionaires. If you want to be a millionaire, do something else. Is that a responsible president? When we talk, you say we don't respect. President irresponsibly talks like a kindergarten brat. And when you give it back to them, they get offended. They are looking for ways and means they can lock you up. As if locking up means that that's the end of the world. And to make it worse, our brothers and sisters who were there working in the locker rooms, Sweeping, cleaning, all those things, the rot, the mess made by the white man. The little money they get, they send home to buy some little land for whatever, and their own brothers and sisters rob them of their hard-earned cleaning money. Are we human beings? Would we ever be honest? Would we say it's one when it's truly one? Would we not say it is 10 when it is only one? That is what is staring us in the face. Ghana is part of the highly indebted poor countries of the world. Me as a literature student, it means a lot to me. Labels are so important. That is what is referred to as branding. Nobody would do a multi-million business with you if your shoe is all chewed at the bottom. Nobody will do a multi-million business with you if you are wearing a suit that has been patched left, right, and center, and you are smelling like carcass from Ethiopia. You cannot go to demand a multi-million dollar business deal. My brother, my sister, when you are using your hand to wipe your face when you are sweating, are you crazy? Branding. That is why people borrow limos. They rent limos to go for meetings. They are branding. You might call it a hype, but they are branding. So if our brand is that we are highly indebted, poor countries, it takes my mind back to the days of Macbeth. Those of you who have studied literature a little bit, Shakespeare's Macbeth. I have said this time and again on radio. I pray this is going to be the last time. When Macbeth was finally going to be killed for all the wickedness he did, his wife led him into doing so much wickedness, including usurping or stealing the throne. When he was finally going to be killed, what did he say? I am not ready to fight. And what did his assailant say? Well, if you are not ready to fight, we shall put you in a cage, and on that cage we shall write, here comes the traitor. You know who a traitor is? A betrayer. And we shall carry you around the market square for everybody to see the king who was never supposed to be a king, but he usurped the throne. And here he is as a traitor, a man who was believed and trusted so much by the king called King Duncan. Jesus have mercy. When Macbeth heard the word traitor, he flew into a rage, pulled out his sword, flashed it out of his scabbard, and ready to fight. That was when he was slain. My brother, he was not ready to take the label traitor. Somebody who betrays people. That's the word, that's the meaning. He wasn't ready to take that, so he had to fight and die. But we are so happy to be given every stupid label. Highly indebted poor countries. Nkrumah will be shaking in his grave like Saman Chain. That the country that he fought for independence for. Your grandfathers, Edward Akufo-Addo, J.B. Dankwa, and all those traitors, they will be in their grave clapping for Nana Addo. After all, they meant no good for this country. They were useless people. Al-Qaeda bombers, terrorists, whose statues are all over. If I was president, I will sell all their statues to scrap boys at Ashima. Come and take, go, sell. To Chinese, take for free. What did they do for this country? Apart from betraying us night and day, bombing us night and day, they don't like it when I speak like this. But that's the truth, brethren. Hear me now, brethren. We are so much in a hurry to accept the title. Highly, heavily indebted poor countries, and our pot-bellied president in an oversized suit will go and be speaking Shakespearean English and shaking his head. After all, he's bloated with food. He doesn't feel the pain of the Keta people who water has destroyed. He doesn't feel the pain of the ordinary man he sat in the trotro with, begging for votes. So when I speak to a man like that, I have no respect. We are all human beings. But when some people become superhuman to the point that they become less human, they have to be spoken to like this. True or false? I pray that something happens in this country so that we'll be saved from this embarrassment. We have been in this embarrassment for long. I remember when Osafo Mafo drove us all the way into Hipik and boasted that he was the one who did it. All the useless and irresponsible talks of Osafo Mafo. He's still lingering about people like this. If they're around you, how will the country grow? Idiots like him around you, how can the country grow? How? And when we talk, they say you insult. That's the only language they understand. When you punch them, then they feel it and become human for 1 minute and go back into their demonic statuses. Why? Why? After all this pollution, Atiwa Forest, you want to destroy it. Gold mining, Galamsey, all over the place, yet we are still in the heavily indebted poor country's crew. I leave it here, my brethren. Next thing I want to look at, brethren, is this other thing that we need to open our ears and look at very, very carefully. Now, there's this man called Owusu Efriyakoto. He's the Greek minister. You all remember him, right? His father was part of those who started Yati in Kumasi. His father was one of those who wanted Ghana to be divided. So Ashanti region would be different. Ashanti Mine, away from Ghana, Nkrumah's Ghana. They are the separatists. Western Togoland, these are the people. In fact, in their days, what we were experiencing from Western Togoland, that was what they were. Separatists. This was their sign, like this. That means we have separated ourselves from Ghana because they were so jealous that Nkrumah became president ahead of their fathers and mothers and grandfathers. They were so jealous that an Nzima man could come in and garner so much support and respect. They couldn't take it. That's the son of that man. And I read, it says, it is a wrong perception that food prices have increased. Our data does not support it. Listen, he said, it's a wrong perception that food prices have increased. Our data does not support it. And that's the Greek minister. Let me read 2 lines and play his voice so you can hear. The Food and Agricultural Minister, Dr. Owusu Efriyakoto, has disputed claims that food prices in the country have skyrocketed. Speaking at the swearing-in ceremony of the newly appointed members to the irrigation project of Upper Region, ICOUR, Dr. Akoto stressed that data available in his outfit does not support the increment claims. Thus, it is a wrong perception. Ghana in recent months has witnessed a sharp increase in food prices, including staple produce like beans, maize, millet. My brother, my sister, Akoto says, no, food prices have not gone up. And by their data, it is normal in the country and food prices are nothing but cool. Let us listen to him and then we'll be able to make a small commentary. Hear him.
That is a wrong perception. The statistics that we compile in this ministry do not support that. I mean, the size of Kenke that you're talking about. We've had this our 5th year of planting for food and jobs. Nobody complained about the size, reducing size of Kenke until this year. Why? Because there was a drought last year in the southern part of this country, a very heavy drought, both in the major and minor season in the forest and the southern part. People forget these things very easily, and that affected supplies. And had it not been the very good harvest that we had in the north, the situation would have been far, far worse. So this year, fortunately, apart from the 1 month delay in the major season rains in the south, the rains have been excellent. So you go to the north, you'll be amazed. I was in the north in Wale Wale at the vice president's mother's funeral. And from the air, you can see, and coming on the road, the harvest is very, very good. Yes, you are talking about planting for food and jobs. It's very much alive and it's going to carry on as we have before. It's maturing, more and more farmers are benefiting. We see that productivity, which is the target for smallholders, are being achieved with higher yields of all the grains and the tubers and so on. So it is very heartwarming to see that in spite of what the naysayers were saying a few months ago, including the former president, that there's going to be famine. In fact, we are on the cusp of a major boom in food production, to the extent that if you monitor the tamale market, for instance, grain market, prices are tumbling.
My brother, my sister, you heard him, right? This is a Greek minister. People like this are those who manage our food. But it's not their fault. They have everything for free. Their cars take free fuel. They sleep free. Security is free for them. Even to their toilets, policemen are guarding them. So they will talk like this. Listen to the rot he just spat out. And this is an old man, one of the useless old men in power. This was the same guy, my brother, my sister, same guy who said that a bunch of plantains in this country, and this was just last year he said this, 3 cities, 4 cities, 5 cities. You live in Ghana. I live in, these people are still living in a state of denial. They have messed up so badly that they are refusing to see the reality. Realism is not part of the addiction. President went around campaigning using fuel prices. Right now, the reality has slapped him in the face since he came into power. He's never been able to reduce one peso of fuel prices. And when you ask, they say, oh, that was just a campaign talk. Another man says, oh, we are sorry that we had to use fuel to campaign. Since when? Taxes are multiplying by the second. They are slapping us with taxes. And all a Greek minister can tell us is that, oh, food prices are not increasing. There's actually a bumper harvest in Wale Wale, bumper harvest in the north. Really? So why don't you control the prices? Why don't you open up shops and say that, okay, goods cost this amount of money here, so that we all can go there and buy those goods, so that I can go and buy 10 bunch of plantains for 2 cities, 3 cities each. My brother, my sister, are we safe? Where are those who eat kenke and fish? Has the price increased or not? Fuel prices increased or not? And common sense will tell you that any time fuel prices increase, it affects the price of almost everything, including the price of prostitutes on the street. So when you have a Greek minister come to tell me on the heels of fuel increases that prices are stabilized, food prices are normal, then you know that this man has lost it. He probably has a concussion. He can't remember anything. Is it not sad? Look how people are running around this country trying to find food to eat. Prices are increasing. I have a friend who likes to eat what's that thing called? I don't eat things like that. Chicken and chips. There's a place like that. How do they call it? So those shops that we have around where you go and buy those things, that red container like that. A few months ago, they were buying a whole bucket for how much? 39 Ghana cedis. Just last night when I went with him to buy for him, it was 44 cedis. I've forgotten how it's called. Because I don't eat from there. My brother, my sister, food prices have increased whether you like it or not. Food prices have increased. Skyrocketing, and everybody knows that. Only politicians. That's the Gbani proverb that I like so much. The king who is sitting on the horse does not know how hot the ground is. We are those on the ground. We know how hot it is. I leave it here. These are the people you voted into power. Arrogant. Not ready to listen. The people are telling you that prices have increased. Then you said the data that you have. Where from that data? Where from that data? Is it a political data? I'll leave it here. There's a sad story here that I want to share with you. It's truly sad. Anytime I see some of these stories, I feel truly, truly sad. It says, and I'm reading this from City Newsroom, it says, headmaster in Saboba drowning incident remanded in prison custody. What is this story all about? Listen. And this one was published today, November 15. I read, the headmaster of St. Charles Luanga Junior High School at Saboba in the northern region, Emmanuel Changer, has been remanded into prison custody over his alleged role in the drowning incident that left 9 students dead. The headmaster is alleged to have sent some 31 students to work on his farm last week, Friday. And on their return, the canoe they were traveling in capsized, leading to the death of 9 students. My brother, students go to school to study. When you go to our schools, students have been turned into laborers. You all remember I was talking about this last week. Students have become laborers. Junior secondary school students. They have to sit in a canoe, cross a certain water body, go into a farm and work for free for the headmaster. On their way back, the canoe capsized. 9 students dead. Future leaders dead. Saboba is a place in the northern region, my brother, my sister, where common basic amenities is even a problem. Good drinking water is a problem. Electricity, problem. You will carry students, 31 students, go and work in the headmaster's farm. They are not given anything. They are not given any food. They only go there to work like donkeys, and then they come back. Those who refuse to go are punished like prisoners. GES needs to check this very seriously. Can you do this in England? Are they farmers? Is this not child labor? You carry 31 students. Saboba JSS Eastern, how many students are in there? You carry 31 students to the headmaster's personal farm, not even the school farm, to go and work. On their way back, in the canoe, they capsize, and 9 students are dead. My brother, my sister, we all have been to secondary school, And we know how many times we had to go to the headmaster's farm or some other teacher's farm to go and weed, whether we were people who had weeded before or not. We had to go and weed. And there was not a single occasion that even on the farm they gave us water to drink. Not even on one occasion did the so-called teacher say that, oh, I've had a bumper harvest. So students, I'm going to give you this amount of maize or this amount of millet. No, it's for the teacher and the family. And those who do not go, they will whip you as if you were a criminal. What kind of a system is this? Why this? Punishment, animalistic punishment, becomes a way to put fear in students to accept anything teachers do. No wonder the females are raped night and day, all for the fear of the cane. How many students see the cane and forget everything they have studied? How many female students would say yes to an irresponsible teacher's sex appeal, sex demand, all because they fear punishment? Why is it that we are suffering and our own people are making us suffer them more? Go to all the schools in Ghana. You'll be shocked what is happening. I hope they make a scapegoat out of this head teacher so that other teachers will learn from this. The moment I hear that my son has been taken to a school farm or a teacher's farm to go and weed or work for a selfish teacher, I would make sure that you are dealt with. Because that's not why I brought my child to the school. If it's for punishment reasons, I understand. But for your own selfish reasons, I won't take that. I leave it here, my brother, my sister. I'm going to tackle this one too, and this one too I'm reading from City Newsroom, and it's interesting. I saw this over the weekend somewhere, but it's been published today on City Newsroom. It says, as Commission worried anti-LGBTQI plus law would cause withdrawal of donor support. I'm sure you want to hear it again. AIDS Commission worried anti-LGBTQ law could cause withdrawal of donor support. I read. The Ghana AIDS Commission has expressed fears that a possible anti-LGBTQ law will lead to funding cuts and affect the care given to people with HIV/AIDS in Ghana. In his appearance before Parliament's Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, Steve Etienne, the Director General of the Commission, noted that his outfit received significant funding from donors. Donor funding for the HIV response covers HIV and TB services for men who have sex with men and transgenders. These health services have nothing to do with the activities the bill seeks to prescribe, but may be construed to be if the bill is passed in its current form. Did you hear that? And this is supposed to be the boss, my brother, my sister. Yes, the boss of the Ghana AIDS Commission. And he says, the bill in Parliament, if you pass it, they are not going to send us aid. We won't get funds anymore. Listen, oh, hear this. He is saying that if the bill in Parliament is passed in its present form, aid will not come. And if aid does not come, HIV patients and transgender and TB patients would suffer. Please keep this. I will return in a second. Now hear this. I'm reading this from Graphic Online as related to this. And this one was also published today, November 15. Here, it says, rate of HIV high amongst LGBTQI+. That's graphic. The national communicator. It says, rate of HIV high amongst LGBTQI+. And I read just one paragraph. Research has revealed that 60% of all new cases of HIV are found in people who indulge in the controversial LGBTQI+. It also revealed that constant anal sex makes them 20 to 40 times susceptible to having anal cancers. Did you hear that? HIV is prevalent amongst LGBTQI plus family. It means those who are in that group, HIV amongst them is so high. Aside that, anal cancer, cancer of the anus, is high because a lot of their activities have to do with anal sex and all that. But there are heterosexual people who also love anal sex. So, get ready for anal cancer. And if you are a member of the LGBTQI+, according to this report, get ready for AIDS. That's what he's saying. It's mathematical. It's mathematical. If HIV is more prevalent amongst people of LGBTQI+ family, then if you are part of the family, be ready. There's a higher risk of getting HIV than any other class. And if you love anal sex, be ready for anal cancer. Cancer of the anus. How is cancer of the arm? Let alone cancer of the anus. Piles is not cancer of the anus. Piles is a baby as compared to cancer of the anus. So how do I merge the two? The West has realized that LGBTQI activities, in fact, have HIV/AIDS prevailing amongst this class. And for that matter, since it is in support of it and probably encouraging it, it is ready to donate money to fund the activities of gays and lesbians. Am I making sense? HIV/AIDS is prevalent amongst LGBTQI people, including anal cancer for those who enjoy anal sex. So the world seemingly encouraging LGBTQI in the name of freedom and human rights. My brother, my sister, is ready to provide funding for the activities and the consequences of the activities. I don't know how many people are following this, my brother. So if your country says no more LGBTQI plus activities, then the funding is out. That was why we were giving you the fund. It wasn't because we loved your pretty faces. We were giving you the money because we wanted to encourage lesbianism and homosexuality and so on and so forth. And we knew all these things would come with a certain consequence. So for that matter, take this funding. It's like you are doing a certain activity in your house and a fire can spark up and burn the whole building. So I send you funds for you to be able to put on anti-fire roofing and maybe fire extinguishers around, and even funding for you to rebuild the whole house in the event of the house burning down. Kai, I pray that you follow me. So if it is not happening, please, we are taking back our funds. That's it. So my brother, my sister, the people are funding you because they are encouraging the activity. So if you don't want that activity, please, we will take back our funding. Do you get it? Now let us get a little deeper into this. What this man has said is nothing but the truth. Etuahine has said nothing but the truth. So he is telling the government that be ready. Once you take away the LGBTQI plus thing, be ready to be responsible. Because we don't have responsible leaders. They are always waiting for funding from somewhere. And that funding comes with a lot of underpinnings. They all come with strings attached. My brother, a beggar has no choice. How many of you have ever gone for funding from international companies? They will tell you the blueprint of what they want. You write your proposal to suit that blueprint, or else you get nothing. So if you want the funding, you must work according to the blueprint, true or false. That's the same thing. When you have a president who, instead of spending the money on sick people at the hospitals, he's flying and drinking exotic drinks. This is how they would insult you. This is an insult. That for fear of cutting away funding, we cannot take our own decisions. My brother, my sister, LGBTQI plus is just a little issue. If you go deeper into government activities, you realize that a lot of the works going on in so many different parts of Africa, they all have strings attached. We will tar this road from here to that point if only you would give us this amount of gold. If you would give us this concession for this number of years, true or false. So we sell out our unborn children long before they are even born. That is the mathematics behind it. If AIDS is spreading amongst LGBTQI people, is there a way this unhealthy act can be cut away? Because it's bringing sicknesses, isn't it? HIV/AIDS is prevalent over there. How can we stop the HIV/AIDS over there? We have not been able to find a way yet. So what do we do? What are the measures in place? It's okay. Our culture does not even like it. Take it away. So okay, if your culture doesn't like it, our culture likes it. For that matter, we will not send you money for something that your culture doesn't like. It makes sense. But greedy vampires in power, they want every penny. Greedy, kakistocratic gerontocrats are ready to swallow every penny. Hook, line, and sinker. They will take everything. And if you eat everything, it means you don't stand for anything. My brother, my sister, hey, it is better to live a healthy Ghana and be poor than to be rich with a sick Ghana. How many of you understand that? How many people understand this? It's better to have a healthy Ghana that is poor to a rich Ghana that is sick. Sick health is wealth. I'm speaking in parables. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, I'm going to look at another thing very quickly. Yeah, my time is up. Now, did you hear about, oh my God, how did the time run fast like that? Did you hear about Baumia at a Muslim event saying that Muhammad is trying to be, he said that he's now a Muslim. Now he's trying to tease him, trying to make fun. Now he has to tuba. In other words, he has to be ordained a Muslim. He has to, whatever it is, trying to tease him. My brother, my sister, this is an unhealthy joke from a comedian vice president who wants to crack jokes everywhere. Mr. Bean, Ghana's political Mr. Bean, will crack jokes anywhere. Look how the chief imam was embarrassed. Chief imam goes to the church. We are praising him for going to the church. His tolerance. He does not believe in the church, but he's in there. If Muhammad would dress like a Muslim, that's how Northerners dress most of the time though, and go and sit down to solidarize with Muslims, quotes from the Quran, just like Baumia goes to the church and quotes from the Bible, then you say that he should be called Malam John. Who called you Pastor Baumia Mahamudu? Political flippants, political jokers. Imagine, how can you encourage somebody to even be part of? Is that how to convert people into Islam? My time is running, so I don't really want to talk about it. Pram Pram. What is happening in Pram Pram? Over the weekend I was in Pram Pram just to investigate and to get to know what's up. I'm glad the police is handling issues. What I'm hearing, that the paramount chief there, or the man who, is the paramount chief there right now, invited people from another clan to come and sit down so that they will solve some issues, not knowing it was an ambush. And when the other clan met at the shrine, Lalue shrine, assailants, according to the people from Ashaiman and some other places, came in and opened fire and killed people. I'm glad that the police is following this up, and I pray that justice will be served. And I heard some other people say some people in Pram Pram are slaves. They were slaves from somewhere and then they came, so they have no rights. Let us be careful. Or else we are about to start a certain war that we cannot stop. I thought we had grown beyond some of these things. Pram Pram. I love Pram Pram. And I wish that you would all be careful with your utterances. I wish that you would all be very, very careful. Some people are slaves and they have been living there for hundreds of years. They've been recognized. Now you don't want to recognize them anymore because you claim that they were slaves. None of us in this country was original. The first people to come into Ghana were the Dagombes, long before the Ashanti Kingdom was formed. But we won't say that, because these were the first people to come, so the whole land belongs to them. No. We all moved from somewhere to come and inhabit some place. So when we start calling people slaves and this, we are trying to spark a certain big fire that will not be able to contain. I wanted to go deeper into it. And when I went, I tried to speak with the paramount chief. Here his name is Parker. I called him. No response and all that, but I spoke with some other families and so on and so forth. I hope to be back there again just to be able to solidarize with the people and try to get into it so there can be some lasting peace. That's what I do for a living, bringing peace. My name is Blakk Rasta. I want to thank you. I want to appreciate you. Today I had so many things to talk about, but time. I was going to talk about DCOP Kofi Boakye, saying that traditionally and culturally our system endorses corruption, which is true. But I'll deal with that tomorrow because my time is up. It's been the Black Pot, aka Kukushunumu, where we speak truth to power. Maapon.
Boy, up in mighty race.